we had a quick little intermission, bathroom break. Had to put the camera on the charger, and we're back in. We were on a roll there, so we'll have to get back into a groove. But I'm definitely feeling pretty dialed from the Gorilla Energy drink. So
that's what I was gonna say before we paused. Is that my focus on this is actually crazier than I've had with any other pre or anything.
I haven't taken this before I've done anything like this. But I've taken it before workouts, like before training.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice it that much. And I didn't really even notice the caffeine that much because I take other like pre-workouts and stuff. I take like the Gorilla Energy supplement and then like the regular mode. And then also I try to Respawn, which is like the gaming formula. You can use it for like workouts too. It's just more focused product. It's like this. It's just like a little bit more heavily dosed ingredients, but it's the same, basically the same ingredient profile. But yeah, no, so
I bet that would be nice for like doing just like work.
Yeah.
Because I'm always just at home like sitting on my laptop doing work.
Yeah.
Might be something to look into.
Yeah, we can try that one next time we do something like this.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so how'd you get your start with Gorilla?
So, man, I was like wanting to be involved with them for years, bro. So I was always like interacting with their stuff. I was following all the athletes. Brandon, Sush, James English.
Yeah.
Those are like the main two guys. Lex Little was with them for a while, but those are like some fitness guys that I was following way back in the day, bro. Like, well, not way back in the day, but you know what I mean? Like 2018, 2017, I'm like 14 years old, 14, 15. I'm starting to get into lifting. I'm like super into bodybuilding, like gains, all that stuff, like complete gym bro. Like I didn't even.
That's young too.
Yeah,
that's way earlier than I got into.
It's young, but I wish I started earlier. But especially I wish I started earlier with taking the track more seriously, because I did too much bodybuilding. I have too much like hypertrophic like fibers to where I need to switch them to like, well, I might have forgot this. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's like type 1 glycolytic, which is like fast twitch glycolytic fibers, which is what you want for like explosive sports. And I have more type 1 aerobic, which is like fast twitch muscle fibers, but more like the endurance kind of fibers, which is not as good from just so many reps, bro. Like so much, trying to build muscle.
I feel like it kind of held you back a little bit.
Yeah, I have too much like upper body. Like obviously I'm not like huge. Like I'm not saying I'm like big or anything, but don't get it twisted. But I just did a little bit too much upper body lifting for what I would like to for track, because I have more unnecessary weight and stuff like that, which does slow you down a little bit. Sense. And I get really tight upper body. Like I used to get super tight in my traps, and my like shoulders and biceps would be so sore after a race, like pumped, like so pumped, because I was literally just like using all arms. Yeah. But I want to get more loose upper body, so.
That's crazy. I wonder how big you could be if you weren't doing track, because think about how many calories, like your just training style is completely different.
I try to stay in like a slight deficit, because I eat a lot, but I also am like, during season I'm training 4 or 5 days a week, so I'm burning a decent amount.
Yeah.
But I eat around like 3,000 calories a day, sometimes more, sometimes less. But yeah, because I've been gaining weight every single year without even doing bodybuilding training anymore. Like I don't even train for hypertrophy or mass.
Good genetics. That's crazy.
A couple people have compared me to like James English, his genetics, because he's kind of like a shorter, stockier guy, and I do have like similar like. Just like kind of similar, like delts, kind of similar chest. Obviously, like way smaller, like 40 pounds less of muscle. But he's like 5'9" as well. I'm like around 5'9", 5'10". So I think if I were to stick with bodybuilding, I could definitely like make some noise. But I'm considering doing a show after I'm done with track.
Oh really?
So in 4 to 5 years, I would definitely do like a full bulk, like 6 months a year, because I think everybody who's into lifting or really into like the gym, I think it's either good to try like a powerlifting meet or a bodybuilding show at some point in your life. Yeah. Like at some point, because maybe you fall in love with it. I'm gonna do one powerlifting meet and one bodybuilding.
Yeah, it'd be a cool experience for sure. Like a natural meet or what?
Yeah, I don't think I need PEDs. Like eventually, I probably will get on TRT, like long term, because like I want to feel like I'm 20 years old when I'm 30 and 40.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point. I feel like getting on TRT when I'm older is like a good idea. I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a
for
deal.
everybody. Because I'm not. But anytime that I'm in the NCAA, like I won't be doing any PEDs, obviously.
Yeah. Right.
Because it's like it's drug tested.
How often do you get tested?
It's random, so you really only get tested if you're the best of the best. So I've never been tested personally, but I could get tested at any time. So you have to be on for at least whatever the WADA, which is World Anti-Doping Agency. You have to be ready for a urine test of that at any point. And there's like the list of all the supplements you can take. All the Gorilla supplements are all like WADA approved ingredients, other than Gorilla Mode Energy. So there's a couple stimulants.
Oh, really?
There's a couple stimulants in there, like other than caffeine, that are off on the WADA banned list. Like it's like a derivative of the ingredient, so it's not the actual one.
Yeah.
But Derek, when I was talking to him on the phone, which is also like
that's
insane. When I was talking to him, he actually told me that was like the one supplement that I should avoid taking during competition season because I might come up positive on a urine test if I'm taking it. So just for anybody who is possibly competing in the NCAA or being drug tested, like just make sure to cross-reference your ingredients that you're taking in your supplements with what is allowable in your federation. Because if you like literally just sit down for like 30 minutes, 1 hour and say, here's all the ingredients I'm intaking and here's everything. You need to go look that up. You can do Command F on like the WADA website and just find it and type it in, see what it is, and then you're good. Which is what I've done. So everything that I take now is not going to get me into, like not going to show up positive on anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I were to do a bodybuilding show, I don't think I would go on anything. Like you said, like imagine if I was not doing any like endurance training, if I just trained straight from mass and ate way more, my genetics are good enough to where I think I'd be able to like get a pretty good physique.
For sure.
But yeah, I'm definitely blessed with genetics, bro. Like lifting,
yeah, you
like
are.
in
You
lifting,
are, yeah.
You got big arms though. You got bigger arms than me, bro. So you got good arm genetics. My arm genetics are okay. My triceps are really good, but my bicep insertions are like so high up to my shoulder, like I could put like 3 fingers between.
Yeah.
But no, I love lifting. I'll always love lifting. So I got on like a huge tangent. What you asked was how did I get started with Gorilla?
I know, you just totally went.
That's my bad.
Is that?
I started talking about like.
No, you're good.
But yeah, I've been supporting them for years. Literally been using their supplements since like they first started in like 2018, 2019. Always followed Derek, More Plates, More Dates, all of his informational video. I was super into like the pharmacology of it, like how he made the formulas like so. He dosed them so specifically to get like the max performance benefits.
Right, yeah, you can tell he's done.
Because he's been lifting for like 20 years or whatever it is. So he knows a lot about it, about what ingredients work and what doesn't work. And he also does videos where he compares them to like name brands. Like you see like C4 or like he was just like influencers and creators will come up with like their own pre-workout. Like do you know who Tyler1 is? It's like some gamer and he came up with this like G Fuel like collaboration and he was just like dismantling it. It's a hilarious video. But he like dismantles it and says like this is why the ingredients are shitty, like this is why this is literally horrible for you.
And it was his product?
No, it was the other guy's product.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was like, this is why it's so bad for you, and then when he does his videos, he explains like, this is why we use this dose, and he goes into all the research studies.
Right, yeah.
So I really appreciated like how intentional they were with like the products they make, and like even something as simple as this, like they're making an innovative energy drink that's comparable to nothing right now on the market. Like
absolutely.
Everything else is mostly just designed to like get the consumers like eyes to pop, like with like what Ghost. I mean, like Ghost is a good company, don't get me wrong, like they are a good brand, but their energy drinks
branding
have, like,
is where they're really
their branding is like eye popping. It's like that's so colorful, like cherry limeade with like a green and red can.
It serves its purpose, you know. I think every different company serves its purpose.
Yeah, and they get great collaborations too, like the Swedish Fish, Sour Patch, like that stuff. Those are really good tasting. Yeah. Just their ingredients aren't as great for someone who's trying to have like more mental performance. So this is more for like the mental focus and clarity.
Yeah, and I like this better too because not having the beta alanine. I've had the
That's what I was gonna
Ghost
say.
energy drinks and the beta alanine, I just hate it, you know? Because if I'm just like, I mean, for the gym, then sure, maybe, you know, even though I don't prefer it for the gym either. But if I'm at home just working or something and I want caffeine, I don't want that beta alanine hitting me.
Yeah, I think the term for it is paresthesia, which is actually like it's like the crawling feeling on your skin, like the itchy feeling.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you tingle a little bit. Some people like that for workouts, but me personally, I've never liked that. And like Derek says, like butthole itch is like what it gives you. So it's like you don't want to be in the gym working out and you have to like scratch your butthole in front of some girl at the gym. Like, so I thought that was always hilarious. So he never put beta alanine in any of his products.
Okay. Right.
So I liked that, and then obviously I've been supporting them for years, using their stuff. It's always worked great. I like the direction the company's heading, all the athletes that are involved with it.
Yeah.
And I basically reached out to him, like, I don't know, like, I was like, it was a fever dream, honestly. Like, I was like, I'll never be able to, like, collaborate with them just because I'm not even doing, like, the bodybuilding thing anymore.
Right,
I'm doing track, which is completely different than, like, their gym bro-esque type of athlete.
Yeah.
So I just didn't really like fit the mold in terms of that. But I was always supporting. So then I hit him up to work for like as a short form content creator, just to help them make like engaging reels with like the captions, just like to help be a part of the team, not as an athlete, but like behind the scenes of like graphic design, social media marketing, stuff like that. Because I've like been getting really into that recently. And so I hit him up for that, just like a simple DM. I'm like, he probably won't see this. Like someone else might even be running his social media because like a lot of those big people, they don't have time to be on that all the time. And he happened to be on Instagram at that moment, and he responded within 5 minutes.
Was it the Gorilla Mind account or was it Derek's account?
No, it was Derek. So I went straight to Derek's account because I know who runs the Gorilla Mind account, and it's like Athlete Manager who does like social media for them. So, but I wanted to talk to Derek, like the root of the company, because I think I would have provided value in that sense.
Yeah, right.
So I basically just sent him a quick message, probably like, I don't know, a good paragraph, just explaining like what I feel I could offer, and I was gonna offer to do like work for free for like the first month and like do some posts for free to see if they actually liked the work.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Because that is how you have to start. You need to offer value. Like they need to know that they're getting something worth their money. It's an exchange value. So offered to do it for free, and then I see like 4 new messages, Derek, blue check mark, and I get the craziest dopamine rush. I'm sitting in there with my roommate, I scream, I'm like, there's no way. Like he responds to me. I'm sitting there in the middle of the day, like random like Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon. Yeah. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, whoa. I open it. I listen to the voice messages.
Oh, you sent voice messages?
Yeah, and that's better because you can hear his voice.
Cool.
So, which I do that now too, because if I'm saying a long thing, I just send voice messages. But I was like, why would he respond to me? Like, how did my DM even show up on his account? And that's why I'm thankful that I did the bodybuilding thing, because I grew to over 5,000 followers. So my thing is going to show up higher. Yeah. And I have people following me that are like sponsored by Gorilla, like Jacob Shelby, he went to Ohio State, like Ryan Dangler, people like that. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but so those people like interact with my stuff. So I think I got pushed higher up on the on his message requests. So we happen to open it, responds with the voice messages, and he's basically saying like, funny enough, we're actually trying to expand to other athletes right now. So that's a new thing we're going to be doing this year, is expanding more to like sports and like other forms of athletics and fitness other than just the gym bro, because we want to expand our target market to even more like entrepreneur people, because this has an even more applicable use to someone who's like a digital nomad or whatever you want to call it, working online, than it does for someone who's lifting, because there's other products better for lifting, but this is really good for like your mental clarity. And that's what it was designed for, to be like different than the other energy drinks on the market. So they want to branch out into a new audience, and they have like between like 80 and 90 to 100 athletes, which you could say is a lot, but they're all bigger than me, so
in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot.
So I mean, they have almost 300,000 followers, and they follow 100 people. So when I see them follow me, I'm like, what the heck is happening?
That's huge, dude. I would have been freaking out.
This is crazy. I'm like, this is crazy. It all happened so quickly, and we talked back and forth for a couple days. And he was like, dude, I'm interested in a potential sponsorship. I'm interested in a potential collaboration with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, no way. And he was like, we'll draft up a contract proposal for you, see what you think of it. And yeah, he got back within like a week and a half, and I was like, I hope he doesn't ghost me. Yeah. But I'm like, he's busy, so I'm not really tripping about it. Gets back within like a week and a half, and puts me in contact with the athlete manager, and then a couple emails back and forth, Zoom calls and stuff like that. And we got it set up. Like, we got my code and my dashboard all set up. This is over the span of like 3 to 4 weeks. So end of March is when I contacted him. He got back to me that day. Like, I could pull it up. It's like March 28th or something, 27th or 28th. I like remember the moment so vividly. It's crazy because that's a turning point in my life.
No,
that's
absolutely.
A big point.
Yeah, that's huge.
So crazy day, and like my roommate knew how much it meant to me. He just knows because he's used their stuff too before, and like the only person that really knows like how big of a deal it is like myself. Because like I called my parents, told them I was like, this is crazy. They were like, wait, you're gonna be making money from that company? You've paid them for years for products. And I'm like, yeah, sorry for draining your guys' bank accounts for buying me supplements and stuff. Because like they've bought me stuff from there too, like for my birthday and stuff.
That's gotta feel cool too, to know that like, you know, obviously you're not like huge on social media yet. So they have to believe that, okay, this kid, he's got potential. Yeah. So to know that a company that you've always looked up to can see that potential in you, that's gotta be a really cool
That was the craziest part because I was sitting there like, I think that these other athletes offer so much more, but at the end of the day, they're just human beings. Like I'm Derek.
You're the exact same.
So I'm talking to Derek on my phone, and I'm like, he's literally just a normal guy. Like he's talking to me, and I'm thinking of it as like they're in some parallel universe, like across the screen, because I've always just seen them on the screen.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think, because someone asked me this, they were like, do you think you like idolize like him as a person? And I was like, That's a good point, but I don't think so. I think I just really look up to him, like because he's been impactful. Like I've learned so much from him, like even in the field of like health and wellness, like supplements. I've learned so much that I've even taught to other people. So I do really look up to him in that sense. So yeah, it was crazy, and they sent me a contract proposal. I looked over it. It was like 18 pages. I was like, I hope I'm not gonna get fucked over from this. But I read all of it, and I have monthly deliverables, but it's literally like so athlete. Like it favors the athlete so much more than any other contracts I've ever seen, because I've worked with other smaller, like really small brands when I was doing fitness.
I remember you had a supplement company.
I was working with Amped Sups, because I had a couple friends who were like in the industry like that I was pretty close with. Now they're all on Gorilla too, which is crazy. But it was just a small owned company. But they were a good company. Like don't get me wrong, like they had good commission and stuff like that. But it just wasn't a well-known company, and I kind of just like they were kind of just getting athletes to try and like get off the ground. But I stopped doing the fitness thing, so I stopped working with them.
I feel like a lot of like fitness companies, at least from what I've seen, like almost anyone can become like a rep for them, you know?
Yeah, like
sign up and get a code.
People are like bucked up XYZ 10.
Right,
and then
exactly.
It's their name,
almost
and it's
anyone
like, I don't
can do that.
Yeah.
But what you're doing with Gorilla is completely different.
It's really is being a sponsored athlete. There's being an ambassador, a brand ambassador is what that is, which is what I was doing for Amped Sups. Like you're getting like barely any commission, like 5-10% commission, but no one's using your code because no one wants to buy the product. It's not a bad product, it's just no one knows what it is. And they did have good owners. I'm thankful for them for like working with me, but it wasn't like a crazy deal. But I lost my train of thought with that. I was talking about what was I saying with Amped Subs? It's different from other companies because they're so athlete geared. Like we get so much out of the deal, and they're really just trying to grow with us. Like they're trying to help us grow our personal brand because they're obviously taking a chance on me. They're not really like losing anything off of me because they're giving me like supplements and then I'm making commission. We're both benefiting. It's a symbiotic relationship. So it's like we're really like I'm really thankful that they took a chance on me. It's a huge opportunity for someone like me. Like I'm the smallest athlete they've ever sponsored.
Mm-hmm.
And just like,
that's
dude,
so exciting.
Dude,
I'm so happy for you.
And I
that's
appreciate
so cool.
it. Thanks, man. Like some people don't like understand. Like some people are just like, it's just like working with a brand. Like, it's not that crazy. Like but bro, even for me, like opening my Instagram bio and like putting @GorillaMind athlete code Berg in there, like that was a big moment because I was like, dude, I've literally like looked up to people and thought like this is literally like so crazy. It's so cool how people make money from promoting the products that they love, that they use, and they're like making money, but also like helping other people find these good products, and like it's a great company, bro. Like I could not be more thankful.
Yeah, that's the dream, to be sponsored by the company you really love. Because I do think a lot of people, they take sponsorships from companies that they don't care.
And that's what I
just
did.
To make money.
And that's what I did. I wasn't doing it to make money because I knew no one would like really use the code, but I just did it. I just did it to get like the free product and like to just be like, oh, I'm a sponsored like fitness influencer. Yeah. But now it feels like I'm really like a part of the brand. Yeah. Because I'm in, like I talk to them, like I talk to the guys who are the other athletes. Like it's really like a family. Like it is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they're super welcoming. But yeah, I'm the smallest athlete they've ever sponsored, and it's wild. Like I could never even imagine like it actually happening. Same thing, and like. Even now I sit here and say like, oh, like you asked me earlier about Young LA, like have I reached out to them? Like no, maybe I will eventually, but I don't even think it's impossible that I work with them.
Right,
like,
no, for sure, yeah.
Because
I think that the doors were always open, you know, but now that you've got, you know, the one sponsorship with Gorilla, you know, it's probably kind of opened your mind into, you know, oh my God, so many things are possible.
And I almost didn't even send that DM to him. Like
and you probably thought like, it's not gonna
no, I just said, I'm just gonna like, send this, like I was sending it to all the companies that I really support, that I really would love to help them grow and help me build my portfolio up. And I was doing it for free. Like I got responses from Alex Eubank, you know who that is? Got responses from him to work. He's still considering it. He like said he might contact me back, but he has some other things he's like trying to focus on right now, like his podcast and stuff and his clothing brand. But like he responded to me, like he's 2.2 million followers.
Alex?
Yeah.
On what?
Instagram.
Seriously?
He's almost 1 million on YouTube now.
I actually don't think I follow him
crazy.
Anymore.
He just got big from the Explore page because of like the Greek god physique.
Yeah.
But he has a great message. He has loyal followers. He has a great like motivational Christian message, helping young men. He's a great guy. Like he is a genuine guy. And for him to respond to me was also like really cool. Like I do look up to him. I think he's a super genuine guy.
Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
So I got responses from a lot of other big brands like that to work with them. I didn't contact Young LA, but
maybe one day.
Yeah, but the crazy thing was I contacted all these people, all these like influencers, you could say, to try and work with them just to get my name out there. And one of the only people that really did respond was the craziest one I sent. Like the biggest risk.
Right. That's crazy.
And it's not a crazy risk to send a DM, but it's like it's a huge like I've worked up to this point, and for me to have that opportunity is just crazy. Like you have to take every opportunity you can get. And so when he responded, I was like, now I need to take this opportunity and make the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm gonna do my best to organically promote the brand. Like I'm not shoving code Berg down people's throats.
Yeah, right.
But I use the products every day, so it's so easy for me to organically promote it because at the end of the day, if people want to try the supplements and they try them, they're gonna be returning as customers. I don't need to focus on trying to make people buy using my code. If they try the products, they'll like the products and they'll come back anyway. So I don't need to focus on that. I just need to focus on making great content and like building up an organic. Like I really just want like a community around my YouTube channel essentially. Like that's the biggest thing I'm focusing on. The Instagram is really just to have like that presence on social media and for networking opportunities and stuff like that. And but if I had to either give up my Instagram forever, my YouTube forever, I would delete my Instagram because the YouTube is really, I think the Instagram is where you get people to, like, you get eyes on your content.
Yeah.
And
you're more sharing the message with the YouTube, you know, and inspiring people like you were talking about.
Instagram is like showing like stuff in like my daily life and like stuff like this, like just shouting out the pod, telling people to go check out my new YouTube video.
Yeah.
And posting reels, like posting some reels for organic growth. But I'm not trying to scale my Instagram, which I think it is good to scale your Instagram for some sort of business opportunities.
Right.
If you're targeting like a younger audience, but
easy to monetize too.
Yeah, but there's short form on YouTube now, so like YouTube Shorts. I post every Instagram reel I post as a YouTube short, and it gets like the same, if not more, growth. But YouTube is where I can really express like who I am and my personality.
That's pretty cool.
And like really like kind of stuff like this, like that's why I might start like another channel, like just a lifestyle channel. I might do like Win with Will, or like the Will to Win, something like that. Like some like pun on my name.
You already been putting thought into it.
Like
that's cool.
One of the ones I had was like where there's a will, there's a way, but that's like kind of corny and that's too long.
You got a good name for it though. I don't know.
Which one do you like? Which one do you like?
What were the options?
The Will to Win. Win with Will. That one's just like alliteration, but the other one's like the will to win. I feel like it's like I have that will to win, and it's my.
No, I really like that one. And I mean, some YouTube channels are long. I mean, what is Derek's?
More plates, more dates.
I guess it's not that.
That's super catchy though.
That's super catchy. That's great. But yours is too. You know, you got a good name for doing those.
Dude, I literally just thought about that like for like 5 seconds, and that came into my head.
That's funny.
Not just now, but like the other day, I was thinking about it like. And I can always change it. Like the good thing about being small and no one knowing you. Good thing about being small when no one knows you is you can play around with that. You can do trial and error. You can have bad videos. You just need to get content out there.
Yeah.
You need to get content out there to start reaching people. Like neither of us really have an audience for this podcast right now.
Oh, no.
But we got a pretty dialed audience of 2 right here. And if we have,
we're both doing good things.
Even if 10 people watch this and get value out of it, they might tell a friend to tell a friend.
Absolutely.
And then they will attract more. And I just want it to have like organic growth. And if people do really find value in it, then eventually it'll scale up naturally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Well, you were mentioning to me before about real estate. You're asking about that, something I'm getting into.
Okay.
So I ask you, is that something you're interested in?
Well, I don't have capital right now.
Well, right. So like in the future, is that something you want?
For sure. Like
what kind of real estate are you thinking? Like investments?
So one thing, I'm not super into it. Like I don't consume a lot of real estate content. I just know that is an asset, and I would rather have my money in assets that are going to appreciate, because obviously real estate is always appreciating.
Yeah.
Same with something like watches. Like I don't know how into you are in watches. I like your watch though.
Yeah, I like watches.
But yeah, I'm into watches. Like I want to get like when I have a lot of disposable income.
Yeah.
I'll probably go buy like the 3x or the 5x. Or like if you could buy it 5 times, you can buy it. I'd rather have my money in assets. Like I have my money in a lot of investments right now, like Roth IRA, a money market account, like the S&P 500.
S&P 500.
So I have a lot of stuff
invested.
Talk for a while. I have a lot of stuff invested in that, but I don't have a lot of capital. Like I said, I just have a couple jobs, a couple summer jobs. I have my car. I want to get a nice car eventually. But right now, it's really just like building up my knowledge and skills, because I don't think I'll need to worry about money. I just am hungry to like learn how to make money. I'm not worried about making money. It's just what avenue do I take? You know what I mean?
Right.
But the real estate, I do want to have something in real estate. Like I might do something where I like live in a duplex and rent out the other side.
Exactly, dude. That's what I wanted to talk about, is house hacking. That's what I've done a lot of research in, and I plan for that to be my first deal.
It's so profitable. Like, why wouldn't you?
Crazy.
And both people can benefit from it. You don't even have to charge that much, because it's all profit anyway.
Dude, it's crazy.
It's all profit.
A year ago, actually, I was in Nashville looking at homes to buy around the $400,000 range. But they were not nice homes around there at that time, because Nashville has exploded. But anyways, I want to do the house hack and the reason I would be able to do that is because with the house hack.
Go into that a little bit, because I'm not actually that familiar. With like what a house hack is, and I'm sure like some people who are watching.
Yeah,
this
so house hack basically is using your property, your house, and renting out a portion of it.
Okay.
It could be a single family, like a home like this, and rent out other rooms, or it could be multifamily and rent out other units.
You can also rent out like a basement of a house.
Yeah, that's a house hack too. Or if you have a garage you've turned into a room, you can rent that out.
That'd be awesome.
That's house hacking. Anything like that. And so basically what you can do with it is you can get approved for an FHA loan. Can't remember exactly.
Federal Housing Association?
Yeah, yep. And so that qualifies you to put only 3.5% down. So the conventional original loan is 20% down. So the reason why I was able to do it a year ago and whenever I want to is that it's only 3.5% down.
So you need like low initial capital for investing.
It's low capital.
And then after that, you are making an exponential return on your investment. Yeah.
There is like a few catches with FHA, one of them being that you have to pay a mortgage insurance premium. So your mortgage every month is a little bit more because of that premium.
Yeah.
And then also with an FHA loan, you have to live in the house for at least the first year.
It's another one of those things about taking the risk. Like that is worth it, but you have to be willing to sack that initial like investment at the beginning. You have to be willing to say.
But if you can find that, dude, it sets you up because this is basically like the grand scheme plan.
Yeah.
You get the 3.5% down, you put it in, you're living in one room, you rent out the others in your college town or wherever you are, you rent them out. They're paying your mortgage. So off the bat, you're eliminating your biggest monthly expense, which is housing. And then
you're essentially living for free off of other people paying.
You're living for free. And then not only is that great, but over the term of the loan, they're paying your mortgage, so you're building equity the whole entire time. So say it's a 30-year loan.
You're building physical asset equity as well through the house.
After that 30 years or whatever, you have just 400,000, 5 or 3, 2, whatever, just sitting there. That's yours. So it's huge. And then the thing is with the 1 year is after 1 year with the FHA, you can move out and you can do it another.
Yep. And then you can use the profits from that and the rent from that to buy a new place. Yep. You can stay in the new place and you can fully rent out that one, and you can continue to build up your real estate portfolio.
Exactly.
It's more like I don't want to say unprofessional, but it's not like corporate real estate. Right. Like you're not a real estate agent.
Yeah.
You're just
if you're old,
proprietor.
If you're older individual and you have a lot of capital, it's not the best way to go. But if you're young, say you're 19, 20 or whatever, say I start now and I get one every year. By the time I'm 25, I already have 5 properties. Yeah. Which is insane. I mean, that already sets you up.
Yeah,
and sets your future up. Because think about that.
And at some point, you'll have more money to go into different realms. Like you won't even, if you want to go out of real estate, you can keep those however many properties you have, 3, 4, 5, maybe even just 1 or 2, and you living in another one, and then you can take that money and invest into you can go down other roads because you have that money now that you can work with, because it's all about making your money work for you.
Yep, absolutely. It's just passive.
Yes.
I mean, you can hire property managers and everything.
That's what I'm trying to figure out how to do, generate that passive income stream so that I can go to so that I can go to Spain, so that I can go to South Africa, travel, and have that passive income from working from my computer.
Exactly, yeah.
That money working for me. So I do want my money in assets, because having your money in a savings account just seems like there's no point.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Even if
it's actually depreciating.
Yes,
over time.
Yes, because the dollar is like, we don't know what happened with the dollar, but as inflation goes up, your savings account gets less valuable.
Yeah, absolutely.
As time goes on. So if you have it in assets that are always appreciating, even if the economy overall is depreciating, it's at least staying the same in value, and it'll always come back up if it's an appreciating asset, such as a watch, real estate,
exactly,
things like that.
Yeah, but I think that's crazy. So I mean, for a young person who doesn't want to go to college, but they want to build wealth, you research into this, and think about it. Like if it's a $500,000 home, you get the 3.5% down, and you get 5. By the time you're 25, you have 5 homes at $500,000. 30 years, whatever, when you're 50 or whatever, and it's all paid off. How much money is that?
So, well, you have a net worth of around like 3 million by 25, 30 years old. You have a net worth of 3 million, and at that point, if you're in the middle millions though,
you wouldn't have it until when the home's
No,
mortgage is paid off.
no, I mean net.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Like,
So at the end of the
right.
the end of the mortgage being paid off, yeah.
But during that whole time, I mean, if you're finding the correct deals,
Mhm.
you're making monthly passive income of, I don't know, maybe it's 200 from this house, 500 from this house.
Yeah, so all assets combined, I mean, you're making a couple million probably by the time and you can retire early. You can make passive income and be retired, but you're still making money. You don't have to be actively working.
Yeah, crazy.
But you can take a few years off and live off your passive income because you're going to be making a couple tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that from your different income streams. So I think it's all about building those different income streams.
Yeah, for sure. You're talking a little bit about stocks. So what are you invested in right now?
So
what's your knowledge?
I have a financial advisor that I work with. So my parents have a very close family friend who's a financial advisor. They've been working with her for, I'm not exactly sure, probably 15 to 20 years. And she's all around the world. So she's traveling, working with a lot of families.
Oh, yeah.
And we really trust her. Like, I think if it's like an inexperienced financial advisor, they might just be like they could just be using you. So I don't think like everyone should get a financial advisor.
Well, I think
because
it's smart traveling, but I think that you also got to do your own research.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
you have to you know what they're doing. Like when they tell you, I'm putting your money here, here, and here, you can be like, okay, that makes sense because I know what that is.
Like if they're saying, like you said, if they're putting it in a Roth IRA, you got to know what that is. And actually, I don't have.
And when you can take your money out because it's not liquid.
Roth IRA, is it 60 years old? You can take it out, but then it's tax free.
So I think it's. So I'm not even. So I should probably do more research. But me and her have only talked a couple times because I don't have a crazy amount of money. I have a couple thousand. I have a couple thousand in the Roth and a couple thousand. Just like 1,000 or 2,000 in each.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have an account with mutual funds such as like the S&P 500.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my liquid investment account, so I can pull that money out whenever. The Roth IRA is after a certain amount of years, I can pull my initial investment. But until it reaches 30 years is when I can pull out the entire. So
gotcha. And the key about that is it's tax-free money, so that's what's huge.
Yes,
it's not taxed.
yes, that's why Roth IRA is great. Even if you just have a savings account and you don't have monthly expenses that are going over, you just need to keep what you have for monthly expenses and like an emergency fund.
Yeah.
But
other
than that, I just had too much. I had all the money I've made since I was like, I mean, I guess 0 to 18 sitting in a savings account.
Mm-hmm.
It's not doing anything for me. Like you said, it's almost even depreciating. I'm getting I'm getting 0.0001% interest per year, so I'm making 30 cents on a couple of thousand.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I just needed to start working with my parents' financial advisor to get it into a place where I knew it would be working for me as soon as possible. I think you need to get your money working for you as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be an expert because like I'm letting her manage that. Like she is the expert, but I trust her, so I do my own research, but not an extensive amount. But I think as long as you're trying to make your money work for you, you're gonna set yourself up so much better.
I do think it's true when people say, you know, like you're never really gonna get like uber rich unless you're making money while you sleep. You know, if you're just trading your time for money, you're never gonna get to a really rich place.
That's what people do. They, in a 9 to 5, if you're working in a 9 to 5, your money is always a byproduct of your time. But if we consume a lot of the same content, so I'm sure we're getting these ideas. We're pulling these ideas from similar people, similar places, but it is really true that like the more you can make your money work for you and not have to be like I think it is fine to still work a job where you're exchanging time for money if you enjoy that, but you should also have other like streams of passive income. Like I don't really love the term like side hustle because you could make just as much if not more money from that than you could your main job. But
and I think that the stock market is one of the easiest ways to do that.
Yeah, it's just like people think you're going to get rich overnight from the stock market. That's a longer term investment.
Yeah.
Like if day trading isn't that, like I'm not an expert on day trading either, but it's not going to make you rich overnight. It's a long game. It's a long game, and even when you're putting money in the S&P 500, maybe it's appreciating 10% over Maybe it's appreciating 10% a year on average.
It's an average of 10%
over the last
10, 11.
Yeah, 5 years.
That's the one that I tell most younger guys to get into.
It's low risk.
They're just getting into it because
it's no risk almost.
A big thing with the stock market is, my dad is also a financial advisor.
Okay.
But I do believe that a big thing with stock market is you can't put all your eggs in one basket. And the good thing about the S&P 500 is it diversifies it. You have the 500 best companies.
You have an extremely low chance of your money not doing well. The S&P 500 hasn't depreciated in there was some crazy stat. It's it hasn't depreciated in 27 years.
Yeah. And we have such an opportunity with our age and the guys around us too, because compounding is where you're really going to build your wealth.
Yeah.
And so starting at a young age, we have such a huge advantage over the people that are older than us and have it.
And people will be surprised. Even if you start with $100, would you rather have $100 now and have it in your savings account, or just set aside? Say you have literally $100 at age 16. You get your parents to open up a bank account for you. You put in $40 in that. At 16, your $40 is still going to be worth exponentially more. Literally in 5 years. By the time you're 20, you've just made a lot of money on the money that you're not even using. Yep. So it's small incremental gains, but it does add up over time. And the earlier you start, the more it compounds. By the time you're 25, 30, you have a higher chance of being able to retire and live whatever life you want.
Another stream that I kind of want to get into, which I have a little bit of, is dividend stocks. I want to touch base in it a little bit more because that is a great way to also get passive income. Because if you have enough invested in dividend stocks, there's many people who make over 6 figures a year from just dividends. It's all about starting with that initial capital. You just have to wait. So the thing with it is you're having these income streams, say real estate. You take 50% of your real estate money, it's your play money or whatever. You're willing to lose it. You don't need it. That's the key. You got to be willing to lose it.
Yes. You put it in. It's your disposable income. You can do whatever you want with it. You could go buy candy with it. You could, if you're younger, say whatever you want to go buy. You could go buy a phone with it, a computer, whatever.
Yeah.
It needs to be that money that you're willing to lose. You're willing to exchange and not make a huge return. You put that in something like dividends, and then that money starts to work for you, and over time, you are literally just making money on the money you don't even need. But now that becomes a income stream for you eventually. That's how people start making hundreds of thousands, is not because they're putting all their money into it and doing it as a full-time job. They started very early, and they just use the money they make. You just leave the money in there. You make the interest, you put it back in. You take maybe a tiny cut of it for whatever else you need. Right. And you just keep feeding into it, and people want to get rich overnight. You need to start earlier, and obviously, I'm not an expert, I'm not rich, but I'm starting to learn now because I literally see it. And what people aren't lying. You see these people living this lifestyle, you think they're not doing anything, they're just traveling over. Someone like Mike Thurston, he's worked hard as a younger person to gain that knowledge. And now he has so much disposable income from his work that he did as a younger kid. Now his money works for him. And he can do what he wants. He can go travel whenever he wants. He can take a trip for content. He can do podcasts. That's life.
That's exactly what I want to do.
That's what I want to do. I want to not
live in one
have
country
to worry
for a
about
little bit, move to another country,
every 6 months.
Just have different streams of revenues.
I want to get to a point, where I can not worry about financial security. I want to be financially free. So whatever I can do to get there, I'm willing to learn now. It's so much more about learning. And like you said, you will learn more from researching, watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, talking with people who are like-minded in the space, talking with your financial advisor, than you will getting a degree in finance from a 4-year university. And you're paying for that when you could be making money learning the same things.
Absolutely. The funny thing is you can go
understand.
You can go get a few books that teach you the exact same thing for $50, rather than $100,000 or whatever.
Yes, and I don't want people to think that we're financial experts. He knows more about this than me.
But we're just learning
in terms of actually making money.
Important.
But we're trying to help other people see it from the perspective that we see it. I'm saying it. Sure. I'm declaring it right now. I will figure out a way to become successful. I will figure out a way to become financially free, because I have the drive. You just need the hunger to be willing to learn about it.
Gotta be a sponge to the game.
You don't have to be expert and you don't have to be rich. You can go on YouTube and look up like Ryan Trahan living off 1 penny for 30 days, traveling across the country.
He's a cool guy.
You can have 1 cent and you can become rich if you are using the right opportunities available to you. The money is literally free nowadays. You can go on the internet and find hundreds of different ways to make money. It just takes a little bit of patience. It takes a little bit of patience and a couple of risks. You need to take risks when you're poor so that
Get out of your comfort zone.
You need to take risks when you're poor so that you can be like stable eventually. Absolutely. Because you have nothing to lose at that point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, that's just the way I've seen it. I think consuming a lot of content like this has helped me be able to be more confident in actually like taking those risks to like go into it. Because I'm like, well, they were in the same position as me and they took the risk and they didn't fail. Mm-hmm. So even if I do half of what they did, I would love my life. Even if I did 1/4 of what they did, I would be in a great position. Yeah. It's more than I have now, so it's like like I'm very thankful for like my upbringing, but I just don't want to work a 9 to 5, and that's the direction that most people would go when they come from, say, a middle class family. It's cool to go to college. If you want to go to college, you should go to college. If you can go,
if you need to,
if you can go on a full ride scholarship, or if you're not a very hungry mind in the sense of entrepreneurship, and you want to go learn marine biology, then you might need to go get your bachelor's degree, because you can't get the sort of certifications and knowledge you need maybe from like YouTube. Like that's a more like niche specific thing, but something like entrepreneurship, it's like that thing. I'm sure you've heard the thing like, why would you sit in an entrepreneurship class from a professor who doesn't even have their own business?
I was gonna say that earlier, and I think that some professors, they really do just want to teach. Some people get their passion from that, and some people have done it before. But I think you also got to look a little deeper into it. Like, okay, if they have all these secrets of how to be making millions, billions,